Hi, welcome to valuationpodcast.com, a podcast and video series about all things related to business and valuation. My name is Melissa Gragg, and I provide online valuation services for mediation and litigation based in St. Louis, Missouri. Today, we'll be discussing business valuations when the future is unknown and the past is not reliable with my special guests, Josh Shilts and Stephanie Swetland. Josh's practice focuses on complex financial matters and disputes. He frequently lectures on forensic accounting matters and has been involved in hundreds of investigations involving personal and business disputes. He also has provided expert testimony in commercial and family matters around valuation, economic damages, and fraud. He's been qualified as an expert and testified in state and federal courts. Stephanie Swetland is also a licensed enrolled agent and is a QuickBooks Pro advisor for both online and desktop. She is continuing her education in accounting and plans to obtain her CPA license within the next couple years. They are both forensic valuation experts and offer tax advice in the state of Florida.
Everyone wants their expert to come across as sharp.
Yeah.
And there's nothing, can you hear me? When someone says that, there's a reaction like, this idiot doesn't know how to work Zoom and he's going to tell me about that. Perception's reality, folks.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Walking up there in a nice suit with a sharp tie on, you're creating an image. Melissa, you've been on the stand. I've been on the stand. Stephanie will be on the stand. Stephanie does know about the image is everything in the courtroom. How do you have that image of professionalism and everything you're doing into it? There's a reason, folks, that I moved my desk over here, by the way. I have all those things hanging on the wall. So, I kind of do it on purpose as an intimidation factor, but also to kind of, dress it up. Let's not, I don't think it looks good to show up, underdressed, not shaved, right? And you see people do that because they're comfortable, but we're still experts and we have to have, for us, at least in our firm, we take our professionalism to another level when we're in those types of settings.
Yeah. And one thing that I think has been a big difference, which probably doing these podcasts have helped me a little bit with that, is you have to be very mindful of your facial expressions. And so I will watch when when I'm testifying, I'm only looking at the judge. I'm just putting the judge's picture right front and center. And sometimes I've done this with stickies. I will sometimes even put a sticky on the other expert or the other attorney, because they're always doing those oh, what? Yeah. I'm being over.
No, I know what you mean. When your counsel, right?
Right.
They'll show facial expressions that you go, oh my God, what did I say that was so wrong, kind of a situation.
Right. And then it causes you to have to rethink your initial train of thought, because now you're focused on what they're thinking instead of what you're portraying.
Right. And the other thing, though, I'm also doing is I want, there was a situation where I thought I was going to come back on redirect or something like that. Right. And we're looking at the judge's face when the other expert is, did he miss the mark? Did I hit the mark? Because at some point you got to quit, because Zoom fatigue is a thing. And now we're taking trials that, normally would be in person, and we're doing them online. And by the end, if it's 4:00 on a trial date, you don't want to be making everybody continue to be up there to belabor the same points. If you got it, you got it. But most of the time, if my attorney is cross-examining the other expert, I have to be watching the judge's face to see where we missed, where we hit, and then say, okay, you got to go back over this issue, or we got to come back on the stand, and because I don't think he got it. And I'm also looking for the judge to back me up. Right.
Just an area that has been negatively impacted is mediations. So prior to the pandemic, it was very common for me to go to mediation.
Mhm.
Now, during the pandemic, it's, Josh, we'll call you if and when we need you. Okay. Well, first of all, from a scheduling perspective, it's real,
Yeah,
what am
that's
I
not gonna
focused
happen.
on that day? Number one. Number two, I get a call at 2:00 and it's a question. I have no context. I don't know what was said or anything. So, I've started to talk to attorneys and say, look, you're asking me things. I don't know the context. What that puts me into a real scary situation. I could say something thinking we're talking in a certain context. The next thing I know, I got a malpractice suit. So, look, if you want me for mediation and you want to do it that way, I got to know specifically what's going on.
Yeah.
This whole, Josh, we're going to call you and we want you to be a super computer calculator thing. I think mediations has become very difficult because it's like we're parachuting in at certain points of time. And I think that the client sometimes doesn't get the overall value of the financial professional.
Yeah.
There's certain things that are said, there's emotions that we can't pick up on that maybe we could help resolve it. And so I've found mediations to be, for me, I mean, we've been successful in how it is, a little bit of hair pulling on my side because I want to, the professional in me wants to be in there and engaging my client and helping. And I'm like a caged lion outside of a beef factory is how I feel sometimes. I'm like, what's going on? It'll be 5:30, 6 o'clock. I'll text the attorney, like, what's going on? Oh, we got done at 4. Well, give me a call, man. Like,
Yeah.
At least let me know.